Coming at you live from DNHQ in beautiful South Pasadena, California. This is the second Blue Heaven of the Week podcast. What's going on, Dodgers Nation? Oh, that's beautiful. That's magical. What's going on, Dodgers Nation? My name is Clint. You can find me as Real FRG on Twitter and Instagram. And yeah, we're doing two of these this week.
Two of these, just like we promised. You can't say that we don't follow through on things because we don't actually follow through on things ever. But this is the first time. So if you're proud of us, clap for us, join our show. Guys, my name is Brook. You can find me at BrookMe3 on Twitter and Instagram. We also have over there in the corner, hiding on the couch, Mr. Gary Lee, live and in person.
Yes.
Joining us, because what better way to celebrate a terrible game than by
Flesh.
having Gary with us?
Yeah,
Gary Flesh.
Gary
Perfect.
Flesh.
I'm going to get red in about 15 minutes, over under, so you guys call it out.
All right, there it is. I'm sure a lot of people are like, we just watched Doug. I don't want to watch you guys. I'm over this Dodgers loss. Well, we're not. We wanted to complain about it. We were initially going to do a pregame show, and then we realized there's just way too much to do before the game.
I don't wake up till like 12:30.
And with that, the other things actually pay us day to day. So, that's the thing. Scott's in the stream and he says, "Piss off, Ghost."
To piss off Ghost. It's new Doug.
Because you're new Doug.
Yeah, new
Gary,
Doug.
in case you didn't know. I guess I'll take it off Gary Cam.
I'm the new Doug?
Yeah, you're new Doug.
Oh, I'm cool. Wait, who called me that? There was some guy on YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's Scott.
I'm new Doug.
He's on Periscope. But
Now.
it's okay.
Well, I don't know when to
New
switch to you.
I don't know when they switched me.
On occasion.
Off, yeah.
Greg says that was hands down the strangest thing I've ever seen in a baseball game. Which part? There were a number of things that were really, really friggin' weird today. So we're just going to kind of react. Like, I think instead of being as, put together that we usually are with our shows, not that we do things scripted, at least we have an idea of what we're going to talk about today. We just want to freeform it. It's probably going to be a shorter show. If we're going to be doing two of these a week, we're not going to be doing an hour long each time, so it'll be a little bit better to digest for folks, hopefully. But, man, that was a weird-ass game. Nothing was fun about it after, after the first double play that JT hit into.
Yeah. It just had such a good feel to it to start the game. Everything just felt right. They had the good hype video in the beginning. They had the Joe Davis getting you hyped up, ready for the season. They got the tears flowing, talking about a World Series win and having fans back in the stands and how exciting that would be. And then the wheels just fell off rapidly.
Yeah.
You start off with back-to-back base hits, and then all of a sudden a double play. Good times. Really good times.
JT looked like he was kind of showing his age at a few different points today. He had brain mush on the Bellinger home run. That wasn't a home run. Gary, I know you were watching that. What was your first reaction to whatever the hell happened in that particular moment?
I just saw Cody just standing there. I just thought of that meme.
Which one? He's so memeable.
Dude, why are you running past me, man? Whoa. But I can see where it's JT. I don't blame JT for it. I just look at it and
I blame JT.
I mean, running past Cody, but
See,
it was such a weird play.
Because JT is so slow. How slow is he? He's so slow that he had to get like that far ahead. Brook was talking about before we went live how, if it's off the wall, if it's hit that well, you're probably scoring or getting to third, but you're Justin Turner. You're not that fast. You're not going to score from first, most likely. And, kind of halfway play it. See, explore the space first a little bit before running past Bellinger and costing him a home run. That was one of the things I had asked on our Blue Heaven Twitter. What should JT buy Bellinger for costing him the first home run of the season?
Oh, that's a good question.
I said it's between like a steak, a bong, and we know Cody doesn't need bongs. He needs Flonase or something like that. Or the other thing, a car. Which one?
No, Cody has nice cars.
I mean, he definitely has.
Yeah,
he has the
Is
truck.
he allowed to drive?
He's got the truck.
Okay.
He should not be allowed to drive.
He has also that. What's that? CLA or something? The Mercedes AMG. Man,
he's got good
very
cars.
Throaty. Yeah, it's a very nice car. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything that he could buy him to make him happy. Maybe a new gaming monitor, perhaps. He did take away a home run
Give
from
him
him.
some V-Bucks on Fortnite.
But to be fair, it's kind of a cheap home run. If it was a home run, and it was a home run, but it would have been a cheapie.
How would it? I mean,
Because
a homer is a
Because he
homer.
caught it in and then hit it out.
No, but he caught it over.
In
Yeah, it was
softball, we call that a 4-base error.
Yeah. No.
We're not playing softball, obviously.
Oh, I remember softball.
I remember good times. Scott says a professional gamer headset.
Yeah, that would.
And he also would like him to buy him a clue, which because he's
I
done
get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
I understand.
Scott's really clever.
Let's see. Greg says that maybe he threw the ball. Maybe so. Did he catch the ball and then he threw it down just to screw with them? I doubt that.
I don't think that's what happened.
I don't know if that's what he's going. Oh, okay. He's more of like a gambling thing.
I got it. Okay.
Let's see a couple more in here while you guys figure out words to say that are good words. Our boy Richard Hooker says it was a very weird game. No.
There's no rhythm to the game. It just threw me off.
That's not how you want to start out on your road to repeat.
Right.
It wasn't clean. None of it was clean. None of it was good. None of it was sexy. None of it screamed, hey, we just won the World Series last year. But a lot of it screamed, oh, these guys are playing at Coors Field. I hate Coors Field.
I hate Coors Field.
It's so terrible. Because I think that was one of the first things, like when Dave announced that Kershaw was starting Game 1 at Coors Field. We're like, oh, I hate this, because now all of a sudden he's going to be working down from that like 5.4 ERA, whatever the hell it's going to be, and I think it ended up worse. But
I think it's like 7.
Mid-season form, baby, let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, Ryan over on YouTube points out something kind of true. A lot of really good teams lost today, and a lot of really good pitchers got just hammered today, and a lot of them got hit really hard by really bad teams. I mean, Shane Bieber got kind of trashed on by whatever the team is that plays over there in the Central. There a bunch of players, really good pitchers that got hit hard today. Obviously, we saw it with Kershaw. There is nothing that you can attribute that to except just a new year. I don't know. Well, I mean, what else do you call that? Shaking off the rust from a 60-game season?
Well, yeah.
Spring training's too long. Is that what we're blaming on?
I don't know,
Let's
man.
just blame Manfred.
I do that for everything.
It's easy,
Blame Manfred. Let's blame Friedman while we're at it. He didn't get them prepared. Dave Roberts said he didn't give his team a speech before the game.
He did not.
I would be uninspired as well.
He said it was quiet. He said when he was going to the clubhouse, he's like, there's a little bit of music playing. Everyone's just really focused and getting locked in right now, and I don't feel a need to give a speech. And I was like, Dave, you got to give him a Joe Davis speech. Make him run through the wall.
I don't know. I would think the opposite of everybody. I walk into a clubhouse as a manager and I hear everybody just like kind of quiet, ho-hum on a day that's supposed to be that big, I'm probably going to want to kick their ass a little bit more than just letting it happen.
No.
Yeah. I want to feel the anger.
Yeah.
Not anger, hunger.
They've talked a big game. They talked all a big game all throughout spring training about it being still hungry. Hey, we didn't win the World Series like do it right. We didn't get a parade. We didn't get even celebrate. So, I mean, we consider it a World Series win, but it's not really in our eyes just because we didn't get a chance to celebrate. So we're hungry. We want to do it again. It felt good. We want to do it again. We want to do it the right way. If I go into my clubhouse on day one and everybody's just like playing on their Nintendo 3DS, #sponsor, that's a thing, right? Yeah, I would not be happy as the manager. I would feel like I'm not doing my job to get my people in the best position to win. Let me get your take on that. Go ahead.
That's perfect. I appreciate that. I mean, our buddy Choice Fielder puts it really well. He said it felt like a clash of many factors. Coors, egregious umpiring, Kershaw was bad. It was just the perfect storm of like the worst things happening that could happen. First game of the season, you can kind of write that off. You don't really need to look into it too much, but also the fact that the Dodgers had, 15 hits and left like
they were hitting
everyone and their mom on base somehow. I mean, they did put up 5 runs, and obviously that's Coors Field, so you got to take that for what it is, but man, that umpiring got really bad as the game went on. It started off okay. It got really bad as the game went on. That last one to Eddie, oh my God,
that was
dude.
really bad.
It was like a foot and a half outside.
Me and Lucas were yelling at the TV already like it was a postseason game, and we were like, and I recorded that part and put it on Twitter. I was like, this is so bad. It's so bad.
Yeah.
And it just, and that was like, we needed that.
That's what Kyle said over here on YouTube. It's like crazy how you can have that many base runners and still lose. And I mean, by the end of the game, you just felt like, okay, this is going to be one of those Dodger games. I had a bet with our guys internally at Dodgers Nation. I was like, when Muncy had the leadoff triple in the 9th, I was like, there's no way he's scoring. I bet $1 he is not going to score. And sure enough, he didn't. They left him there at third. Did Dave Roberts having the DH back? Is he? Are we going to be victim to Dave Roberts getting more decisions again?
Yeah, I mean,
having to make more decisions.
Yeah, with that, you obviously have to change things around with pitchers in the lineup. You have to account for that. You have to be able to double switch at the right times, which I don't know. Pulling Gavin Lux for Zach McKinstry in the first place felt weird to me, but also in terms of where they were in the lineup, I guess I get it. I guess I understand it a little bit. But dude, pulling McKinstry from Matt Beatty at the end was just oh man.
I tweeted it.
That was the typical like Dave overthinking moment. Like it was vintage of everything over the years that people have come to hate about Dave. For the people that make their entire personality hating Dave Roberts, that is the vintage Dave Roberts decision where they're like, there was no need to do this.
That's the prototypical for the hashtag fire Dave Roberts.
Right.
Some folks may remember the old throwback Simpsons episode, the softball episode, and Mr. Burns, he pinch hits Darryl Strawberry, and he brings in Homer, and he's like, it's called playing the percentages. He's a right-handed pitcher, or whatever, left-handed pitcher. Yeah. It's like, that's what happened there. We love, that's what I was going to say. I said it on Twitter. We love Matt Beatty. We're big-time Beatty people. We've had Beatty, both the Beattys, Mr. and Mrs. Beatty in here, the good people. He's one of the better bat-to-ball guys that's on this team when he's able to play consistently and get his timing. In that situation, it made less than 0 cents because you have McKinstry, who's already now got the pacing of the game. He came in, he got a hard double in his first AB. If you're going to pull Gavin for, and put McKinstry there for the double switch, which I get, you're down some runs. I don't want to talk about Stimmy Nelson yet in his debut. I don't know if he got Coors or not, but yeah, to go to the oddball, I'm going to put in Beatty because, air quote or quote, he's good against or the velocity factor that Dave was talking about because Daniel Bard throws hard. You can put that on a shirt, Colorado fans, if you have any more left. No, man, you don't do that. The poor guy has to stare at three straight fastballs, and man, that was rough.
I mean, he didn't even move. Like, he didn't flinch at those balls either. Yeah. And there was one in that sequence that maybe looked like it might have been a little bit off the plate, but I mean,
I think that was the first one, right?
You get down, the first one.
You get down 0-2 in the count on a guy who
throws you off right away.
Yeah. You get down 0-2 in a count on a guy who throws that hard. You can't just sit there and stare at those pitches flying by you, and especially in that situation, there's so much on the line. I think Matt got in his head a little bit. He's talking about, if there's one out, you're looking at the possibility of
Eddie
taking an emergency swing.
Something.
Yeah, like,
right
hey,
before he got there.
Hey, dude, strike zone's really terrible.
Yeah, it's
so
really
good luck.
wide. Yeah.
And I'm sure they knew that coming into that because it did just get wider and wider as the game went on. Yeah. And, I mean, the Rockies were getting the top of that zone, like way too much of the top of the zone. Way too much of it.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers weren't getting any of the bottom of the zone, which is where they live. All their pitchers live at the bottom of the zone. So, perfect storm of really bad situations combined with terrible decision making.
Yeah. Ari says the umpire was blind. On that note, talking about like that one, I did also predict. And I feel bad because I'm going against my Dodgers on it, but it's just
this
calling.
Is what we live with.
This is just calling the game and calling what you see. I knew with every fiber of my being that Eddie Rios was going to come up there and K looking, which he did, but he didn't because that was a messed up
pitch. Yeah,
that was good 4 or 5 inches out of the zone. And I really fought to stay away from a 4 or 5 inch joke.
Yep.
Yes.
As you guys see. And Edwin Rios is up at the plate.
Yes.
Yeah. Just saying.
Right. Edwin Rios. Yes.
BD Eddie up there.
No, I think I'm just wondering like who you guys are gonna talk about besides Kershaw and Dave Roberts, because there were other plays in that game where you're just looking and you're like, our defense needs to wake up.
Defense was a little
Corey, no matter how first. Corey, that
hurt.
That hurt a lot because after that it just happens every game. If you get an error like that, pitcher, no matter who it is, especially if it's going to be Kershaw or Coors, not going to handle it very well afterwards, and he didn't. And then you got Muncy too, which he was really fast on that one play. But he was just really fast at getting the ball.
Yeah,
I don't know what else afterwards. I don't know what to do. I don't know.
There was a couple times where he did that too. Where even when he was going over the third base and then thought about it and then turned around, he obviously got the out at first, but he just kind of looked all out of sorts on a couple of different plays. I thought he was going to chuck it into
the stands.
But I mean, overall, you look at it and it's like you can't really. you want to write off Kershaw and be like, it's fine. Like it was, not everything was on him, but a lot of it was. You can't give up 10 hits, 10 base hits, 10, like not 10 errors, 10 base hits. Right. And that is rough through 5 2/3.
The triple he gave up, so 10 base hits, 9 singles. The triple he gave up, Mookie didn't read that well at all.
This is a bad read for sure.
But he just kept getting peppered. You got to adjust when you see them. It felt so much like that. I think it was 2013 NLDS against the Cardinals, where Kershaw just imploded in the 7th because they just kept attacking on the first pitch. I mean, they said, I think it was said that he was tipping in that particular game, but when they're coming out and attacking the first pitch, change up your strategy. And at that point, Barnesy was still in the game. Barnesy hadn't died yet. And you figure it out. You change it up a little bit. Maybe start dumping some curveballs in there or whatever the hell it may be, even though we know the curve doesn't play as well in Coors because Coors is the devil. But you don't just keep, pumping your 89 to 90 mile an hour fastball and your slider that's also the same velocity that isn't working.
Right.
So if you're this legendary GOAT, you kind of change it up. But he didn't come out of spring training so hot either. So
who succeeds in Coors Field? It's only hard fastball pitches, right? With good location.
Ubaldo Jimenez.
And then who can throw a good,
for a couple of
decent changeup here and there, right? If you
It's
have those two
fastball,
combos,
changeup
you're
guys
done, right?
that get through there.
That's not Kershaw anymore, and that's why picking him to do the opener was kind of a head scratcher. The opener there in Colorado.
But they couldn't have waited to have him be the number 5 starter in Oakland.
He could have done what he did a couple years ago or the last few years. Oh, my back! I woke up on the wrong side of the. You could have done that. I don't understand why don't they just do those subtle tricks?
Do that every day.
Just tell Dustin May, hey,
I'm gonna start doing.
Guess what you're doing today?
I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and be like, my back. Sorry guys.
Yeah,
I can't do anything.
I'm moving on a little bit to. Look, we were all very excited about Jimmy Nelson. I think Jimmy Nelson's a really good story, and so
you made me excited about Jimmy Nelson.
I'm gonna be rooting for him all year. Still,
I was never excited.
I will say that he did absolutely, in my opinion, get Coors in the sense that he is a big spin rate guy. That's how he gets a lot of his success, and the ball did not work in his favor, which makes me very nervous for Trevor Bauer's start tomorrow. Yeah. Another big spin rate guy, because Coors does change the way the ball spins. Whether you like it or not, it's going to change the way the ball spins. So he said, Trevor Bauer, that is, that he doesn't care about it. He's not going to complain about it. And he's like, there's nothing you do about it. I'm just going to go out and throw a baseball. I am interested to see how he handles it. It will be later in the day. So, some things change. Obviously, Coors is just a hellish nightmare of a field for a pitcher. So I'm interested to see how he handles it. Don't look forward to Walker Buehler. He has only pitched there in 2017.
Yeah,
one time on 2 days rest.
2 days rest. Didn't do all that hot.
Didn't do great.
Yeah.
No. So he's pitched there once in his career, and or I guess the last time he pitched there. I don't know if he pitched there before that, but the last time he pitched there was 2017. Way different pitcher in 2017 than this year. Big spin rate guy though, and that's what makes me nervous. But Walker Buehler, not a big spin rate guy.
Well, I mean, he
also gets hammered at Coors Field.
Yeah. So they and you can't go to the sticky anymore, allegedly. Well, and they're 2 big sticky guys. Per sources.
Well, Walker's is what do they call it?
Rodeo?
Fake skinned.
Oh yeah, rodeo cream or whatever. Yeah,
he has a blister.
Yeah, this fixes his blister whenever he goes to his glove right there every time. Yeah,
fix the blister
for the last 3 years. Yeah, we get it. Everybody does it.
I do it.
Yeah.
I play shortstop though.
Hurts.
It's different.
We probably should get some positives out of the game because then we're going to start getting those comments or those reviews.
Sorry.
Before the positives, though.
Damn it.
Let's do the Barnes part of it. So Swag Daddy McGee a little while ago asked about Barnes. Any news on Barnes? Yes, he's dead.
Rip.
Tired. It was a long game.
He sliced the fat part of his thumb.
I gotta give some respect, man. Put some respect on Riverside Barnes. He went all in on that. He didn't want Stimmy Nelson to die on that
for
play.
A knife too in the middle of the dive. Really interesting. I was like, that's my boy. That's my hometown.
And instead, he got shivved in the palm.
He did, yeah. And there's an image up on Getty right now that we'll have to download at some point because it's just perfect. But it is him getting just wrecked at home plate, and it's beautiful. It's art. The sunset's in the background. It's really nice. Really? But I thought in that moment, I was like, he broke his collarbone. His shoulders out of place. Like, because he went like, grab this, and then he grabbed his hand, and then he walks out. And there's like blood on his hand. I was like, oh, okay, he's cut up. Yeah, that's good.
I mean, he also kind of got kneed in the chest. I think. That didn't feel good.
That's why when he went down,
really, I thought he got a groin to the face.
He got a little bit of everything.
He got the whole deal.
I'd do a lot of things if I had some money, but that's me and that's Barnes. That's just the Riv right there. But Dave after the game said he expects him in there on Saturday, which I look at and I'm like, oh, in there on Saturday. Who's pitching Saturday? Why, that's Walker Buehler. Does that mean that Barnes is his personal catcher too? And that's why Dave's been so on about saying, oh, we have catcher 1A and 1B because this dude's going to be catching your aces twice a week.
3v2. So 3 days Will Smith, 2 days Austin Barnes.
Yeah.
That upsets me.
I know. and just give it time. I'm telling you, if Kershaw
Bauer catches on.
if Bauer's going to catch on, and then all of a sudden you got Austin Barnes starting catcher.
You pointed out that's why
right.
that's why Will Smith has caught so many of. I think he's caught all of Trevor Bauer's spring. they were like, we don't have another catcher. No, we only have Will Smith. And then during Kershaw's start today, Trevor's like, I've never seen that guy before. Who's that guy? He's pretty good at framing.
Mr. Dave Roberts, who's that boy out there?
He's like, no. That's just a backup. So that's really concerning to me because you have a guy who's ranked out as the third best catcher in all of baseball sitting on the bench on opening day. He wasn't supposed to be in the game today, by the way. Yeah. And the most upsetting part to me, I mean, I get it if he's Kershaw's personal catcher. I understand that. You give that dude what he wants throughout his entire career. It's always been that way. Mm-hmm. But you sacrificed Will Smith just for Clayton Kershaw to come in and get wrecked for 6 runs. And that's the thing that hurts me the most.
Yeah.
But
that's the thing that bothers me the most. Kershaw got 2 hits.
Yeah.
For Austin Barnes.
Yeah. He's like, I have to hit because Austin Barnes isn't going to
Imagine, if you will, Will being between Cody and Max, for one example.
Yeah.
And then, it's a lot nicer.
There's just
a lot nicer.
It's just a much better lineup build. Everything works out a lot better. You have a way stronger bottom of the lineup. Mm-hmm. I mean, no disrespect to Austin Barnes because I'm afraid of you, but there's a glaring hole at the bottom of the lineup. In addition to a pitcher at the bottom of the lineup. So it's to me, the way it shaped out was just really upsetting to me. The fact that you have one of the best hitters in baseball over the last year or so that is sitting on the bench on opening day, and we felt it. And obviously you look at it and you're like, well, offense really wasn't the problem. And that's true. Offense wasn't the problem. But defense wasn't doing anything for you either. So why not sacrifice that, throw the bat in there? Really upsetting to me. That's gonna bother me all year long. I already know it. It's gonna be an issue for me all year long.
I missed it. Bring back
Will
the
Smith
DH.
catch any of Buehler's games in spring training?
He caught one.
I think so.
One out of what?
Who pays attention to spring training?
1 out of 4.
I don't know.
I mean,
like,
sure,
I only
it's kind
watched
of like our job, but
yeah, but like Austin Barnes, I thought he was like.
You look at their faces.
Decent.
yeah, they wear the masks. You can't really tell who's who.
I just read the rosters.
There's 2 white dudes with masks. Like,
Maybe that's what they should do. They should put a mask on Will Smith and have him wear the Barnes jersey, and then go out there.
Will
and
Smith
then don't tell Kershaw.
Will Smith looks like a
I'm
baby.
here. You can't see my face. I got it. You know.
Will Smith looks like you shoved a toddler into catching gear. So.
Yeah.
Except now he's got big arms.
Yeah, he's swole patrol. Digging into a few of the comments before we do a little bit of housekeeping here. Behind in the comments, as usual, my bad. We're not cool like Doug. So I'm just saying.
We got to lean really close and read the comments.
But we got new Doug.
New Doug.
Ghost Doug. Scott says we got the $1,400 Stimmy Nelson, not the $2,000 spring training promised. I like that one. Ari says, already putting in GM work right here. Let's trade Jimmy Nelson for Daniel Bard. Sure, why not? I don't know. I mean, Bard's pretty good at almost giving up or giving up leads to the Dodgers, which is a thing to consider. Grayson wraps it up nicely for us, saying it was all around an unfortunate loss, sloppy defense, missed opportunities at the plate, etc. But Brown 310 says it's just game 1. Yeah, but you hate to come out and look dumb on game 1. At least I do.
I was hoping
I don't like it
that they would have that 2017 comeback kid in them, like towards the end of it. I was
They
hoping
tried.
They pull something together and then come back and win that game. That would have set a good tone for this season.
Anything happens in Colorado for sure.
I hate Colorado.
So, yeah, it's really just the absolute worst.
Yeah, their social media team's cool, but I hate that whole freaking team.
They are really grandmas.
What?
Did you say friggin' or the hard?
They're
No,
both.
I did
Those
not
are
curse.
both F's.
Oh.
Those are both F words.
Okay.
I
Jordan
freaking
on
hate-
YouTube says, "I hate it here."
What are you, my kids?
Jordan on YouTube says, I hate it here. And then Jordan says, I don't hate it here. I'm just mad we lost today. And I get it, Jordan. It's very upsetting. It was to the point, it was mostly Kershaw. I mean, I just care a lot about Clayton Kershaw. Mostly to the point where I was like, you know what? Even if we win this game, I'm not really going to be happy about the way this game was won. So, you know what? You know what we can do? Bounce back tomorrow. Yeah. Win one tomorrow, you know?
Do sports.
Yeah. There's another day, another dollar.
My favorite part, though, of Kershaw bad outings is always his postgame. Because you never know what you're going to get. But you know he's going to be salty. You know he's going to be grumpy. And he's going to be very short.
Very short.
Yeah.
I like Brook got a question in there, and he forgot words. It was beautiful.
I was like, I first of all was not expecting Juan to call me that quickly. Yeah. So that's mistake number one. Second of all, for some reason, whenever he calls me, it takes him a very long time to get the unmute thing up on my screen.
You're just waiting
I'm sitting
for the
there
box.
like this, like, oh, come on. Because he's just like sitting there looking around like, is this guy going to ask his question? I'm like, I have to unmute. Please let it go. High stress situation.
Yes, it is.
And then I was like, I don't even remember what I'm going to ask him now because I was just focused on unmuting.
Like, how do you unmute, Clayton?
Yeah.
In my mind,
like pancakes.
In my mind, I was like, he's very angry.
Right.
He's upset. These questions are making him more angry, so I'm gonna make him happy. And then
you should have talked about his charity.
He kind of got a little happy, but also not really happy.
No,
nothing worked.
No,
I talked about his hits.
Yeah.
I was like, you got hits? And he's like,
Kershaw's greatest hits. He came out of hitting retirement, hasn't hit since 2019. Drops a couple of not dingers, hits. I guess I went with hits again. I was setting
line
something
drives.
up. I was setting something up nice, and then it just really went to shit real quick.
He got to tag up. Too.
My favorite Kershaw moment, though, came courtesy of LA Times. Jorge Castillo asking him, what in particular did you not like about your outing? And Clayton Kershaw, the runs being scored. That is a Hall of Fame answer right there from a Hall of Fame pitcher.
My favorite part is that Castillo tried to push it a little bit too, and then said, well, is there anything specifically? And you could just see Kershaw like, dude, the answer I just gave you should tell you everything you need to know about what I want to talk about right now.
Kristen Watson, her last question. It's like, how do you think you did in that outing?
Yeah,
she wanted him. She wanted to lead him and let him talk about it, and he didn't.
I was so bad for it. I was like,
Kershaw
no, do not ask that right now.
He doesn't give. He does not. Kershaw does not give that way. He gives to his charity.
Yeah.
All that stuff. 10 years of Kershaw charity, right? Isn't that what it is? 10 years he's been donating and all that. Kershaw's challenge has been around, which is awesome. He donated a lot of runs and hits to Colorado batters today, and that's
to a
awesome.
poverty franchise.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
And donating some beautiful takes on Zoom calls since 2020 now from Clayton Kershaw. Taking a quick break here before we get into the comments. We got to remind you we do have a giveaway going on our where's the button? No, not that one. Well, that one too. That's going on our Twitter. We're giving away 3 2020 World Series champion posters on our Twitter. We were going to announce the winners today, but I decided I'm going to wait again until next Monday. So follow at Dodgers Nation on Twitter. Follow at _City of Champs on Twitter. Tag 2 friends in the post that you can find on our Twitter. I'm assuming it'll be retweeted sometime around now, which is 8 o'clock on the 1st of April, which is April Fool's Day.
April Fools, we're not giving it away.
Yeah, do that. And if you retweet it, that's another entry. We will pick 3 winners of those posters next week. Also, boom, we got that. We're giving away this Clayton Kershaw limited edition World Series bobblehead, courtesy of our friends over at Elite Sports Collectibles on Instagram. That is at EliteSC1. On Instagram, go ahead and give them a follow. Give us a follow. Find the post. It should be up on our Instagram or in our stories. Tag some friends. Let us know your favorite Kershaw moments, or how Kershaw's going to do. I guess now some people can change it. How he's going to do this season, and then we're giving that away also on Monday.
It's gonna be good to look back at the comments after all that.
That was a lot.
You okay?
Yeah, you do some things.
Everything
I need a break.
It's really good. Well, I mean,
positives. Let's find some positives.
You want to find some positives from
Ricky
this
Bobby
game?
Trujillo says on a positive note, Gary's here.
There you go. Positive note. New Doug.
Thank you.
New Doug. Chris off coast.
I mean, in terms of offensive production, the offense was kind of there. You put up 5 runs. That's always good. Rockies pitching is not good, but German Marquez is a very good pitcher. They did work the counts a lot. What was he up to, 90-something pitches by the fourth inning?
Yeah.
Dude, I looked up and I was like, does that say 94?
Yeah, and
In the fourth?
And Kershaw was at like 38 or something like that
ridiculous.
at that point.
I think at one point it was Kershaw was at 64 pitches and Rockies pitching as a whole was at 135 pitches or something like that, which is just wild to me, but also kind of goes back to show you, also goes back to show you like they really were jumping on him early. Like they.
Are we dying? Oh, anyways.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Didn't turn off the
That's how
phone.
we die.
My bad.
We're good ding dings.
And other positive, Scott Alexander wasn't awful. So there's that.
That's like a participation award.
He
right
was
there.
very much in mop-up duty. Very much in mop-up duty.
The most adequate pitcher today on the Dodgers goes to
Oh, boy.
Scott Alexander.
That's rough.
The guy most people are kind of upset that he's on the roster.
Other positives.
I think I turned it negative again.
The
What a dick.
flyover was cool. The flag was not unfurled fast enough.
The flyover only had 2 planes. How come it's usually
They couldn't
like
afford
5?
another one, dude. They lost Arenado and had to pay for most of his contract.
Yeah, this
they
is
can only
true.
afford 2 planes.
They traded their franchise player away and gave them $50 million. Okay,
They gave them $50 million to take their franchise
Jeff
player.
Bridich is a dumb, professionally speaking.
That's true. But, yeah.
Oh, I got a
beyond that,
positive. Kenley didn't play.
It's over. Kenley did not blow a
He
save.
didn't blow a slave. Blow a slave. Blow a save. Yeah, edit that, please.
No, he did not. He's right.
Yeah. Because we know, and I mean,
As I predicted.
yeah, that's the
It has
best
not
way
happened yet.
to have Kenley survive the season and in general.
Don't put him
Keep
in.
him out of Colorado because
Keep him out of Colorado. Don't let the dude pitch in Colorado. Like, just let him get home. Let him breathe real air. He'll be all right.
Yeah. You had noted earlier, Gary, Gavin, your boy
Yes.
Gavin Lux kept that energy.
Yes, he
Looked
did.
good. I mean, even that
He looked confident.
His first out, I mean, he straight roped.
Oh, he crushed it.
He ended up with a couple of hits. He's looked real smooth on defense too.
What did I say?
You said.
What did I say?
I mean,
You know,
have said
you know
that.
what play was the best? Was when he was positioned in shallow right field and fielded that Trevor Story ball and actually threw it to Max Muncy and got somebody out. Because last year, at about the same time of the year, he blew that play.
Last year, this
It was
same time
like
of the year, he wasn't playing baseball because nobody was.
No, but like remember last year was like the
Yeah,
first couple games he was in there. Oh no, he came back from.
Yeah, he was
and
wild with
it was
his throws.
horrible.
It was
So
really bad.
just to see that change, that maturity is solid.
You know what I noticed? We got some wet noodle arms around the infield, man. Corey Seager does not have a good arm, and that when he was ranging to his right, that was like my first oh yeah, he doesn't have a good arm. I kind of forgot about it. We know Justin
Serviceable.
Turner. We know Justin Turner does not have a good arm.
Anymore,
I mean
his arm.
we all know
Wait.
that.
Are we trying to talk bad about Seager to lower his value so we can afford him next year?
Yeah, that market value. Yep.
Yeah.
That's how the market works.
Yeah.
You trash talk him and then his
bring him
market value.
down.
He's too pretty for his own good.
Yeah. No.
He'll never last.
Stupid idiot, all good looking and handsome and good at baseball and perfect smile and a beautiful wife and good job and a lot of money and idiot.
And his big feet, according to Dave Vassay.
Yeah. Stupid guy. And Adidas
Damn.
sponsorship.
Damn,
Yeah.
son of a nice lady.
Now sign for 300.
Son of a nice lady.
I don't know, but she's a nice
It's going to
lady.
be a really good sound clip to take later when we're trying to talk trash on Corey Seager. It's a good segment.
No, but you were saying about his arm. I thought. I mean, I'm not a pro, but he hit his spots today.
he's got an okay arm. He kind of needs to. I mean, dude had hip surgery, had elbow surgery. I'm sure he's kind of worried about
They
some
had
of
to
his
carve his hip.
Yeah,
Did you know that?
Yeah, I heard that.
They had to carve it.
Yeah, Grandpa got out the turkey
cream
carver and was like, "This is who wants some of the bone."
Oh. They're like, your hips messed
This is
up.
the worst show
Sucking it
ever. I
out.
love it.
Wait, but then that play he got, somebody hit a line drive to the left. He actually got it, and then he threw someone out. That was pretty deep. That was a pretty deep throw.
He had some good plays. That's what Corey does, but he doesn't have the arm action that makes it look like he's throwing hard, and that's kind of I think where he gets that demerit.
Well, the issue was, remember when he needed Tommy John surgery? Before we actually knew he needed Tommy John surgery, and then we found out that he needed Tommy John surgery? A couple days before, you noticed it big time in his throws, where you were like, he is like lobbing the ball over there. So I've realized over the years that he's not going to make the throw. He's not like a Tatis, where Tatis is going to gun it over, even if he has 30 seconds to make the throw.
Right.
If Seager has enough time to make the throw soft, he's going to make the throw soft. He's not going to waste his energy. He's not going to use it. And that's something that I've noticed over the years. I don't know that I've seen him in a moment where he needs to throw it hard yet. So
because
obviously game one, different.
I mean, that's something you could attribute to good positioning. He's usually in a spot where if he's going to make the play, he doesn't need to make some wild, strenuous throws. On the other hand, that shows you that most of the time he's not making crazy, wild, ranging plays. Because that's usually what happens with the Tatis type. They make these ranging plays. Mr. Smiles, Lindor, Mr. $341 million man, making these wild, rangy plays, and then doing some long ball chucks to whoever's at first base, I guess now, the polar bear for the next 10 years or a few years or whatever. That's not Seager's game. He puts himself in the right spots to make plays a little bit easier for him, and that's something you could attribute to the Dodgers and their advanced scouting. Some of the stuff I use again liberally, do better than anybody.
We in the communist sense.
Yeah, the royal we. Yep. Couple bucks thrown our way from Think Blue 310. Thank you. Think Blue 310 over on YouTube says Dodger season is done. Time for a rebuild. Keep it on that positive. Hell yeah, I love it. No, we appreciate anybody who throws some money our way. That does help keep us liquored up with some booze all season, and prettying up things in here to make our show better or worse for you, I guess. I don't know. But
whatever floats your boat.
But yeah, Gavin looked good going on the other part of the infield, though. The wet noodles. Is Justin Turner still third baseman?
Oh, God. Yeah, I mean.
I don't know if Justin Turner's still third baseman.
The play where he went to his right and kind of spun around and then made the throw, that play, it was pretty early in the game. Someone's like, I was told that Justin Turner's aging and not good at. I was like, dude, he is really, really good at making tough or not tough plays look very difficult. And that is a very easy play where a normal third baseman stabs to the right and then comes across their body to make a throw. They don't spin around and fall on the ground and get back up and throw it over. It's very clear that he's not there in terms of mobility, and he looks more mobile than in the last 2 years, I would say. Yeah. But that doesn't mean a lot. He's still looking at his defensive rankings for the past couple of years. Sharp decline. Sharp declines. So in my mind, there's not another option, so we're just going to keep running him out there at third base. But I don't know how long he's going to be able to play third base. I don't know. How much weight did he lose next year. A lot, like 25 pounds. A lot.
Yeah, he got down to his lowest just coming into spring training. He said he was at like 192, doing that whole 30 thing, and he says he feels, he feels.
Oh,
better.
You're gonna feel great. You're gonna have a lot of energy, but like actual muscle power, you're gonna lose it. I mean, it's just advantage, and then that means pushing off the ground and everything. So. I don't know. He's going to get used to playing at that weight then,
His throws have also suffered a lot since Chris Woodward left. He was a big-time help for Justin Turner and his ability to throw and all that kind of stuff, like the mechanics of it. So that's one of the things that's gonna hurt for the Dodgers. But, again, positive things. Dodgers got some hits. Cody got a homer.
Yo, Cody had a great game but got robbed. I think he had a great game.
He had half a home run.
Yeah.
When he finishes the year with 35 home runs, we'll call it 35 and a half home runs.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
don't forget that one.
Somebody mark that one
compared to the way he started in the last 1, 2, 3 seasons. The way he started in the last 3 seasons. This year, the way he started today, I was not proud of him, but I'm just like happy that don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, he went 2 for 4. Did he strike out? He did, right? 1 strikeout?
No. I don't pay attention to the bad things, except for when we talk.
He didn't strike out today. No, he did not, which is a great sign for Cody Bellinger.
I would say, honestly, our kind of leaders had the worst games. JT didn't have a great game. Mookie didn't have the best of games.
I mean, he went 2 for 6. He had 6 at bats.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
Last one.
He had 6 at bats.
That last one
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
The last one did suck. Yeah.
I mean, it's one game. Yeah. It's one game. Hot spot here. I think I want to find a new permanent segment for you. So I want to give you like a sort of hot takeaway segment for each show. Maybe we'll just remote you in most of the time or whatever.
I'll just record, go into my confession.
Perfect.
But what's right now, one game in, what's your biggest concern for the Dodgers this season? What do you think is going to be, in your head, the biggest problem?
Dave Roberts. Damn. I'm so sorry.
Ray Barsimian, perfect timing. Hey, Dave Roberts, my favorite manager.
He's gonna,
Perfect. Really, really good timing.
That was one of my favorite ones I tweeted. And one of our friends, too, Frank Lopez, he tweeted on the internet as well. This is a place where he tends to tweet. He was talking about more without the DH. There's more Dave Roberts decision-making abilities.
Which is funny because last year we were talking about the fact that there was a DH, and then I think it was Tim who was like, I think this actually cuts down on Doc's decision making because you don't have to really do much. I mean, on a daily basis, you shift things around, move players around, but we never really had a problem with it on a daily basis like we already do Dave one.
Wait, should Dave Roberts not count as a problem because he covers everything? That's like a blanket. It's like a cheat code. Should we say, like, if I had
Dave Roberts is the cheat code?
Well, if he's on his game, the whole team is great. I
don't know where you're going with that. So we'll just
like the catching situation. I think that would be a major issue the way Brook pointed it out.
Oh yeah.
Having Scotty Alexander in the game that early.
Well, again, he was doing mop-up duty. It wouldn't have been him if
the
it was
fact that he was there
game.
Just in general.
Just the fact that he's on the team pisses me off. Just like, sorry, that is an issue to me.
Corey Knebel looked good on another positive.
Yeah, he faced one batter and got. I mean, he sat him down. Like, he blew him away.
But yeah, no DH means more Dave Roberts decisions on the Roberts thing. That is a fearful thing, and that is Gary's biggest concern after Game 1. Boom. Yeah. There it is.
There's the clip.
Switching around, baseball. East Coast COVID back at it again.
What's up with those East Coast teams?
The Nationals get 3, maybe 4 positive cases. Their first game, and I'm assuming first series plus, is going to get shut down. Notably,
that's our home opener.
notably, the Dodgers play the Nats at home next Friday on the 9th. That's the home opener. That's the banner raising. That's the ring day.
They have to quarantine for 2 weeks, right?
Well, because of that, Major League Baseball won't just let them sit out an entire week of not playing games because there's not enough room in the schedule this year for that to happen. Yeah. So they will make them play, and they will make them play with the players that they have. So that's why it sounds like the Dodgers are going to be playing probably not the full. I don't know who, obviously.
Right.
Then I don't know when they'll release that.
Pool?
They're going to probably have to release that at some point. Who goes on the IL all of a sudden? But it sounds like they're going to be playing not a complete team, which obviously sucks. But
Yep.
It also is. It's always a little bit concerning to know that you were in contact with somebody who was in contact with somebody who had COVID and ended up with it, and then now your players are playing with them. It's always a little bit of a concern, especially since we don't know who on the Dodgers is choosing to get vaccinations because they don't want to talk about it, and that's their own private thing that they don't want people asking about. So you hope that we'll get up near a high 85% vaccination rate so that MLB can start loosening up those things. Yeah. The way they incentivized the players was really funny to me. They're like, you can use the steam rooms, and they were like, oh, good. That's not a good way to incentivize players. You want the steam room? 85%.
That's right.
I like the steam room. I don't know. That's when I go to the gym. I just sit in the steam room. I don't actually work out. Yeah. How else do you sweat?
Yeah. I mean, Gary's friend Brook, he's one of those old guys. He goes in there, no towel, just walks around the whole time, no
leg
towel.
up on the bench, talking about stocks.
Yeah. My friend Ross Stripling does the stocks.
Yep. And oil prices are out of control.
And that's an old man thing. You got to say the full name.
Yeah. Ross Stripling.
So that's a concern for sure. I think this year they'll actually keep the teams more beholden to playing or pulling from their player pool. I would hope.
You speak goodly.
What are the fans saying is one problem? Is it Dave Roberts?
They said it's our fault.
Yeah, it's your fault. Mookie Betts says, I also only go to the gym for the steam room.
Mookie knows what's up, man.
That's right. Mookie Betts in the steam room.
Mookie
this summer in theaters. I don't know. The comments are slow. Obviously, there's been a lot of baseball going on today.
Yeah.
I get it. We're not helping. Usually, it doesn't help when we have the mostly negative show after all the people that were already complaining on Doug's show before us. One final thing is Kevin over here says it's Brook's fault, and I 100% agree to that.
Oh, Kevin hates me.
Wait, Kevin hates
Different
Brook?
Kevin.
Different Kevin,
Yeah.
but this Kevin hates me for some
Kevin
reason.
Dodgers.
I don't know
It's
what
the
I did
Kevin
to
thing.
Kevin Dodgers, Guerra.
In a perfect to show that the world is returning to normal and nature is healing, I want everybody to know that Yimi Garcia served up a solo home run today. So nature is healing, everybody. For the Marlins, Yimi served up James F. Garcia. It's not actually James like him at, but Jimmy, he did it, man. Proud of him. Doing his thing.
Look, we sent him off into the sunset, and he did his thing.
Yeah.
He continues to do his thing. He'll keep doing his thing. We're proud of you, Yimmy.
I just wanted to do that. I guess that's about it, guys. Like I already said, we're gonna be doing a couple of these shows per week now, so we're not gonna be as hopefully long-winded. But this was just something we wanted to do today to make sure we start it up, do it right.
Let you know we're sad. Also,
Let you know we're sad. Kind of get some reactions, more reactions, get our takes.
There's more allergies than sad, but I'll take sad too.
Yeah. Take your allergy meds. Take your Flonase or whatever it is. Courtesy of totally not reading from his phone, Cody Bellinger. And while you're at it, find us on the internet. We are Dodgers Nation. We are at DodgersNation.com. Follow us on what is it called? On podcast places. We're on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, Player FM. Hey guys, listen. This is the thing. Normal podcasts, like they do maybe 5-10 minutes, and they're able to cut, and they could button it up, and they could restart and whatever. We do this shit live, and we've been doing this shit live for like 3 damn years. All right.
Yeah.
So like eat a dick up. Anyway,
Grandma.
and while you're at it, subscribe.
I'm gonna get more emails now. Damn it.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would mean a lot. Guys, we passed the number we've been going for a little while, and we're pretty stoked about it. It's hard to grow YouTube channels, but we did it thanks to you. So we appreciate y'all. We love some of you. So do subscribe to us on youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. That guy is Brook. That guy is Gary. This guy is Clint. Tell them where they could find us on the internet.
They can find us everywhere because we're all over the place all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You guys, we are at Dodgers Nation on Twitter. We are at Official Dodger Nation on Instagram. Thanks for hanging out with us. Dodgers suck, but, hopefully they'll be better tomorrow. Hopefully they'll be better tomorrow.
Trade everybody.
Yes.
DFA everybody.
We
Give it to
appreciate
the
you
Padres.
guys.
Peace.
We'll see you.
Okay, bye.